Greetings, Capt Logos here. I want to bring a thought from Leviticus 26, pretty much the whole chapter, but I'm just going to read a few little verses here. And we sometimes always think the negative when we read the scriptures. The beginning of chapter 26 in Leviticus talks about all the things that if Israel will obey these things, that God will do these great things for them and protect them, and they'll have crops and abundance and all this kind of stuff. But in verse 14 it says, "But if you do not obey me and do not observe all these commandments, and if you despise my statute, or if your soul abhors my judgment, so that you will not perform all my commandments, but you break my commandment, I will do this to you." And he goes on a bunch of things. He talks about appointing terror, wasting disease, consuming, continuous sorrow, you sow your seed, but it won't grow. He'll set his face against you, and your enemies will defeat you. And then it says in verse 18, here's what we miss. "And after all this, if you do not obey me, then I will punish you 7 times more for your sins." And he goes on and he goes on. And pretty much the rest of the chapter is what God will do. But he keeps saying, and then after that. So we always take the negative and, why would God do that? Why would God punish me? Why would God do all this kind of stuff? But what they don't realize is that God is showing his long suffering with our disobedience. He'll do some things he's talking about in the time of Israel, that if Israel didn't obey, that he would do these things. And then if they still didn't obey, he would do these things. And then if he still didn't obey, he would do these things. And if they still didn't obey, he would do these other things. What he's saying is, he is long suffering, and he continues to give us chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. He continues, just like he does for salvation. He continues to come to us and come to us and come to us and come to us and come to us. We sometimes misinterpret the Old Testament as this God with this great judgment. But remember that a lot of times it's actually God in his judgment showing his great love and his long suffering. Remember that. And now, go get your face in the Bible.